Hi everybody, it is a hot day in sunny Southwest Florida, so I have decided to use my pit boss and cook outside. However, it's a meal that I could make inside the house, but I'm going to do it outside. Anyway, what we are going to be making today is just simple chicken cutlets. So I have some chicken breast cutlets that have already been tenderized. I've done that already, so they're nice and flat and tender. And I have 2 eggs that I've already scrambled. And I've got some flour. And I have some Italian-style breadcrumbs here. Again, very simple. So we're going to take our chicken, and we are going to put it into our flour. And then we are going to place the chicken into our egg, so that the breadcrumbs will stick to our chicken cutlet. And the idea of the flour is to get the egg to make it possible for the breadcrumbs to stick to the chicken cutlet. Okay, let's take this. A little hard working outside, but I'm going to do my best. And we're going to coat this cutlet now with breadcrumbs. Down. And I'm going to take my cutlets and I'm going to just place them aside right here on this foil until I'm ready to heat up my grill. I have one more to do. Put that in our flour. So again, we're coating it with flour first, because the whole idea is to get the breadcrumbs to stick. So you coat your chicken cutlet with your flour, you dip it into your egg, you cover the flour with the egg, make sure it absorbs it as much as possible so that our breadcrumbs stick. That's good. And then into the crumbs. And I try to get as much egg from the dipped chicken cutlet as possible before getting it into my crumbs, so that I don't have wet breadcrumbs and it's really not appetizing. Okay, and then this is what your chicken cutlet should look like, and it's all covered in your crumbs. So I'll put some more on. Okay, so I'll be back in a couple moments. I just want to clean this up real quick, and we're going to get this started on our barbecue today. Okay, so I have my barbecue grill lit, and my cast iron skillet is heating up, and I'm going to add my oil. This is a vegetable olive oil mixture, just putting enough to cover the bottom of my cast iron skillet. And this is heating right up. We're going to give that a minute, and we're going to drop these chicken cutlets in. I love cast iron skillets. And then I'll show you what we're going to do. Let's just give this a second. Okay, so the oil is now hot enough to put our chicken cutlets in, and that is exactly what I'm going to do. There we go. Beautiful. With this one, keep the temperature for a little bit, let it cook. And then I'll add the other one to it. Let's see how it kind of long in a minute. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to close the cover on it for just a minute so that it has a chance to heat it up again, because when you add the cold chicken, it obviously cools the oil down. So I'll give you something to look at while we're waiting. Little backyard view. Sun's playing with the clouds a little bit right this moment, but it is beautiful out here. All right, let's see. I'll probably add back that second cutlet right now. We'll just put you in a little holder that I built. Yep. And I'm going to add this other piece. Perfect. And I'll give you a look. That's what it looks like. Where'd we go? Right there. Cooking in the cast iron skillet on the barbecue grill. We're going to give those a couple minutes and I'm going to flip them over. I'm going to enjoy my view over here a little bit more and I'll be back to show you what's going on. Okay, so our chicken cutlets have been frying for about 3 minutes on each side and I'm going to take them out now. And all I'm going to do with them is place them on my other grill because I have it. I don't like to drain these things on paper towels because I feel like paper towels just kind of hold the oil there and allow the breadcrumbs to just suck it back in. So I would rather just let it drip down into the grill that's not operating right now or put it onto a, I actually thought I had something, one of these wire rack type things. You could put it on something like that, over a paper dish or a plate or whatever you want to let your chicken drain, as opposed to putting it on paper towels. So I'm going to let this just sit here for a while. I'm going to let my cast iron skillet cool down a little bit. And I'm going to show you what else I have planned to do for dinner tonight. So while we're waiting for our chicken to drain, I'm going to make a little side dish. And I just decided on something simple. And I'm going to make some seasoned carrots. And what I did already was I melted some butter in the frying pan that I have here. And I'm going to add some fresh garlic. Chop up some big pieces. That's what I like. And I have a can of carrots here, sliced carrots. And I'm going to put these in because I want it to be fast and simple. And I'm going to let these cook a little bit and get some flavor from the garlic and absorb some of that butter. Just fry a little tiny bit, and then I'm going to add some other ingredients to this. I'm going to close the cover and let this cook a little bit, and I'll be back to show you what we're going to do to it. So my carrots and my garlic are sauteing in the butter, and I've gotten it to the point where it's sizzling nicely in the pan, and it's cooking up good. So now I'm going to take some white wine, and I'm going to add that to my carrots and my garlic, just enough to cover them. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to let this cook down. It's boiling right up. I'm going to let it cook down so that my carrots can pick up this flavor of the garlic and the wine. Looks good. And what I'm also going to do is add a little bit of rosemary. Now this rosemary, I have it in a Pampered Chef container, but I actually grew this last year out here, and this smell is just beautiful. I like rosemary, so I put a lot in there. And I'm going to add some thyme. This I didn't grow. And I'm going to add some to this as well because I want to have a little bit of flavor to my carrots. I want some herbs in there. Okay. Now, once again, I'm going to let this come back to a really good boil. And I'm going to let some of it evaporate. And then we're going to put the finishing touches on it. I'll be back shortly. All of the wine is cooked down and the carrots are sauteing. Let me see if you can see that. Okay. And now what I am going to do, if I can get this back where it was, is I am going to add, I have some oranges here, and I already cut the ends off of them, and I'm just going to squeeze some of the juice from the orange ends that I'm going to throw away into the carrots and the garlic and the butter, and the thyme and the rosemary, and the white wine. And we are going to mix that up a little bit. It smells terrific. And it's just carrots, and it smells incredible. And that's it. And we're going to take that off, and I'm just going to put this in a paper dish. Set it aside for later. And that is our side dish. It looks delicious. And again, that is carrots and garlic and thyme and rosemary, butter, and white wine. And I have 2 more things that I need to do because we need to complete our chicken meal. And I also have something else that I'm going to do, and I'll be right back. Okay, so I want to get my chicken meal completed here. So what I'm going to be making is a white wine with some chicken broth and garlic, of course, and some rosemary and basil. And I'm going to make that into a gravy, and we're going to put that over the top of our chicken cutlet. So I already have my butter melted in the pan, and I'm going to add my garlic, and I'm going to start to saute that. And once this gets a little golden, I will be adding the chicken broth and the wine to it. So let's get this going. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to push this back on the grill because there's something else that I'm going to be making. And this, once the chicken goes into it, is going to have to sit back there anyway. I'll show you what's going on as I go along. Okay, so what I'm going to do is, you saw I took the oranges and I had these ends. I have the rest of the oranges here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut these into slices. And just get these last 2. And I'm putting rosemary on them. And I'm just patting it on both sides and pressing it into the oranges so that it sticks as much as it can. I already did those other 4. And what we're going to do is we're just going to put these right onto our barbecue grill. And we're going to let them cook and see what happens with them. I like to do different things with fruit on the barbecue, so this is something different. All right, and also, before we flip it over, we're going to add a little white sugar to the top of these oranges. And I smell my garlic. Oh my God, it smells so good. Okay, so we're going to let that cook. Ooh, nice. Alright, and once this garlic, like I said, gets brown, we're going to put our wine and our chicken broth in and our seasonings. And we're going to thicken that up a little bit, and we're going to get this almost ready. And we're going to add our chicken to it and let it simmer for a little bit, just to make sure that everything's cooked through. I will be back in just a moment to finish our meal. My garlic is nice and golden brown, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to add my chicken broth and my wine. Let's see. That should be just enough for what I have. And that is coming up to a boil already. And it's nice and hot. And while we're waiting for that, I'm going to flip these oranges. Let's see how they look. Ah, they look good. Smell terrific. Now we're going to cook the sugar side. Oh, that smells so good. All right. I'm going to let that cook up. I need to let this come to a little bit better of a boil before I can do the next thing. So I lied, I'll be back. Alrighty, we're boiling. So what I have here is some cornstarch and cold water, and I've mixed it together just because I want to thicken that up just a little bit. I don't want it to be creamy. I'm not looking for creamy. We're just looking for a little tiny bit of thickness. So I'm just going to add a little at a time. And we're going to let that come back up and see what that does. In the meantime, my oranges are just sizzling away over here. I have to turn them again. I've only turned them to one time. And I also added sugar back to the other side. So I'm going to flip it back over. Oh, look how beautiful that is, golden with the sugar barbecued on there. Nice. Let's get that other side going. And I'm going to get these off in a moment. Oh, they look beautiful. Look at that. Everyone is just a little different. That's nice. Perfect. All right. Let's see what this gravy is doing. Add a little bit more. So far I've put about 4 tablespoons in. And it's based upon the liquid that I have in here. And it looks like my consistency is starting to come up to what I would like it to be. And I'm going to add a little bit of rosemary that I grew in the garden to this. Get a nice flavor. And I'm also going to put some fresh basil that I grew right here in the garden. And this just really flavors it up nicely. And the aroma is already coming up. Beautiful. And now what I'm going to do, oh, that smells so good, is I'm going to add my cutlets back into this pan. And I'm going to close this grill for a couple minutes. And let that simmer. And let's see, these are ready to come off. They are beautiful. Let me get, of course I don't have a plate. That's okay, I'm just going to put them right back onto the cutting board. They look wonderful. Look at that. They are just beautiful. What a smell. Nice. And right there we have our barbecued oranges with the thyme and sugar on top. These are just smoking delicious. Look at that. Beautiful. Okay, now, as I said, I'm going to let this just simmer for a couple minutes, and then we will take this out. Everything has turned out perfectly. I have my chicken cutlet, and it is the perfect consistency. The gravy that I made for it came up really nice. I have my carrots, and I forgot to tell you, up on the top of my barbecue the whole time, I had my homemade potato bowls warming up in foil. So these are just a nice little extra that goes with it. Got this all ready to go. This looks absolutely delicious. And I'm going to put a little bit more gravy because I want some of that garlic on my chicken. Oh, that looks so good. See, it's just right. It's not creamy and it's not watery. It's just that right consistency. And we are going to try this because I can't stand smelling this anymore and not eating it. How nice that chicken cooked. Beautiful. So tender, it just melted in my mouth. Oh my God. I can taste everything, every ingredient stands out individually for itself. I don't measure things, I just do it by eye. I tend to always put things a little heavier than most people do. But the taste for me, I know rosemary is a strong taste and a strong flavor for some people, but I can take it, and it is just delicious. Anyway, bon appetito, everybody. I'm going to sit down and eat my meal while it's hot. Have a good evening. Thanks for joining me.